Would you ever consider after your World Championship days coming to Moto America and doing some wild cards like Tony Elias or Hector Barbera, or now even Loris Baz is doing it?
Yeah, for sure. I follow the Moto America. I already 2 years ago I tried to get some contact. So who everybody watched this interview? Maybe I can use some contacts for the future. Um, no, I'm looking always the races because they are quite nice. Also some old school tracks that it's a little bit bumpy, jumping, narrow. So it's nice. And also Laguna Seca, they will go soon. So this is racetracks that is very nice to see bikes riding on these tracks. And for sure, I would like to ride also. Oh, in my life, yeah, this year I do this two championship with Moto E and Super Sport. Quite quite busy. I was 5 weeks in a row racing, jumping from Moto E to Super Sport and back. Um, Quite successful. Now we have summer break, but we are on testing. The next days after tomorrow, we go to Manicourt in France. That I will know again a new track, because in September we will have the race there. And yeah, I hope the pandemic is soon finished, that we can have some more fans on the race. I think in America is better, no?
How are you doing today?
Good, and you?
Excellent. I'm in Michigan, United States. Where are you right now?
I'm in Most in Czechia, in the hotel.
Okay, and you were in at Bruno practicing.
In Most, it's the other racetrack here in Czech that we
Okay,
will have the Super Sport race in 1 month on 8th of August.
that's exciting. So a new circuit on the calendar.
Exactly.
Very good. And today I have Dominique Aegerter. This is the EricSwanRacing.com podcast. I think it's number 60 already. So thank you for coming on, talking with me.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So this is a podcast format, so we can talk about whatever. You can ask me questions. We can go back and forth. I don't really have any bullet points, so we can just kind of talk about racing and life and see where it goes.
Good.
So this weekend has been the Independence Day for America, July 4th and all that. Do you guys celebrate anything over there?
Yeah, of course. Everybody who have some contact with American people, they celebrate this 4th of July. And yeah, I saw in social media many stories and celebrations. So it's nice to celebrate this day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I did some celebrating of myself with riding two-wheel supermoto at the racetrack. I rode a XR 100 100cc bike. I rode a Kawasaki 250, and then I also rode a Husqvarna 450, and the dirt and the pavement, mostly asphalt, but there's a little dirt section that was a little tricky for me.
Cool.
So I haven't really been into the supermoto too much, but just trying it out and learning something new, it's challenging.
Yeah, I do also some supermotard to practicing and to training. And yeah, a shame that we have no tracks in Switzerland, but most of the time I go to France or to Spain, and there have a lot of tracks.
It's just not a big enough thing for Switzerland, maybe.
uh I don't know. For sure we have the place to build some race tracks. We have also a lot of motorsport fans and motorbike rider, but just the government or the people around the cities, they don't want any tracks around. Yeah,
Hmm, I understand. Um,
me not.
and so you're a world level rider for the last, what, 15 years since I think 2006. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's got to be pretty difficult to have to compete at the top of the world level. It's not just your country you're competing in, you're competing with guys from all over the world.
Yeah, exactly. I ride since 2007, the first year in the World Championship. So there is the best riders from all around the world joining in this time Moto 2 and 1 to 5, 250. Um, I was riding Moto 2 a long time, so we had many different riders from many different countries, and yeah, it's not easy to be the fastest, but like me and Thomas Lütti is the only one who ride really in front in Moto 2.
Yeah, and then you've even had some experience on the new electric bikes. Tell me about that experience.
Yeah, I ride the Moto e-bike since 1 year now, or a little bit more than 1 year. It's completely different to a fuel bike. So the bike is nearly double weight because of the battery. Um, and also to opening the throttle is quite differently because in the slower corners you have a lot of torque, and in the faster corner you can open already before the apex again on full throttle. So this is the biggest difference. Um, yeah, the handling for sure is slightly different, but in the end have two wheels, and you try to go as fast as possible. Just yeah, also you can make only like 6 7 laps and then the battery is finished. And yeah, this is not yet so much development
Yeah,
developed.
and I would assume that it's no transmission or it's just one gear.
Just one gear, you just open the throttle
So that's got
and
to make it
normal.
different. For most riders, they always have their gear position for each corner, but you're not thinking about gear position. You're just thinking, what are you focusing on then? Your braking points?
Yeah, it's when you ride bikes, you know, by yourself, it's not just focusing which gear I need to put inside which corner. It's all it start in the braking point, where you need to go inside, how long you hold the brakes, where to open the throttle again, how is your body position, and yeah, open the throttle again. And this you have in every corner differently. And sometimes also if the tire is new or use it, it's something different. So you still have a lot to do also if you don't need to shift the gears.
Sure, and I'm sure that there's different types of crashes because it has a different power delivery. Maybe different types of high sides you got to watch out for.
Yeah, we don't have any electronics on this bike, so it's all by your hands. Um, the most crashes you could see was that the front was sliding away. Just me, like last time in Assen, the last Moto E race, I crashed over the front. So a lot of weight. The bike is 270 kilos, so it's a lot of weight pushing the front when you go inside the corner. But yeah, you could see also some high side when you really open the throttle with too much banking, then you fly, and normally this crashes hurts.
Yeah. And you're wearing a full airbag suit now?
Yeah, in MotoGP and all the MotoGP classes, it's airbag is obligatory.
That's awesome to see. It's not in every country now.
Yeah, I don't know, but I hope soon they will um, apply this to a reglement, because we try to be always safer with the leather, with the boots, helmet, gloves, but also the tracks try to be more safe with the track limits and the crash safety with the gravel. So I think airbag it helps you to be a little bit more safe if you crash.
And you touched on something there I wanted to bring up actually, track limits. What do you think about the recent track limits penalties that have been going on?
Uh, it's a little bit strange because I used to ride on race tracks uh, when the curbs is finished, it's coming grass. So you know when you exit too fast out of the corner, you need to close the throttle, or you need to uh, pull up your bike to not crash. Um, for sure, it's a safety reason. They put all the asphalt in green, so when you run over the curbs, you still have safety zone that the bike doesn't slide away. But I think it's so difficult then to handle this now with the Moto3. They use always the green part, so they get penalties. And I think for the fans outside, sometimes they not really understand the regulation, and if you touch only a little bit with the tire, immediately you get a penalty or something like this. And yeah, it's a little bit safety, but yeah, for me, the old school, it's still more clear then.
And now they're using sensors sometimes, and sometimes the sensors aren't going to be right. They could be a false positive, maybe.
mm, uh, Difficult. They use now a lot of sensor that they immediately cancel your lap or give you some penalties. But I didn't hear now that there was some wrong how you say, wrong touches on the on these lines. So I don't know. Maybe when something touching this, like an animal or I don't know, a stone, maybe it's a wrong thing. But for sure, then you can always still see with the camera.
Yeah, you always have that visual reference, anyways.
Yeah.
Um, and is there any event on the calendar that you most look forward to? I know there's not necessarily a favorite track. Every racer loves being at the racetrack, but there's ones that suit your riding style maybe more than others.
Um, I like a lot Misano, the racetrack. We will have the Moto E race there in September. In 3 weeks, we'll go to Assen, this track in Holland. I know also good, and I like this track. Um, yeah, then some new tracks like Most here in Czech and Manicourt in France that we will go with the Super Sport. This will be something interesting also to race here. Yeah, but I missed to come to to America because Austin, Texas is my favorite racetrack.
Circuit of the Americas.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like a great one. They have that's more of a modern track. They have runoff everywhere, no grass almost. Just different layout. They have so much. There's a quadruple apex right hand turn. You know, that's very rare.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider after your world championship days coming to Moto America and doing some wild cards like Tony Elias or Hector Barbera, or now even Loris Baz is doing it?
Yeah, for sure. I follow the Moto America. I already 2 years ago I tried to get some contact. So who everybody watched this interview? Maybe I can use some contacts for the future. Um, no, I'm looking always the races because they are quite nice. Also some old school tracks that it's a little bit bumpy, jumping, narrow. So it's nice. And also Laguna Seca, they will go soon. So this is racetracks that is very nice to see bikes riding on these tracks. And for sure, I would like to ride also.
Yeah, I think Moto America has been doing a great job bringing the series up again, and now they even introduced a new class called King of the Baggers. So they're racing Harleys and Indians with full bags, fully dressed, 600-pound, 800-pound machines around these tracks, and I'm not sure what that is in kilos, but it's heavy.
Yeah, I saw them. I saw them when some people told me. I think already last year they started with this, no?
Yeah.
So I say no, I don't trust this. So we watch it on YouTube, and yeah, you really could see that they was down on the windscreen and a little bit sliding inside the corner with like 300 or 400 kilo bike. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's another level, that's for sure. And so you said you've been doing some supermoto for training. What other kind of stuff do you do to get ready for riding the big bikes?
In the winter, I'm always like 1 2 months in Spain because in Switzerland the snow came there, and in Spain always it's like between 10 and degrees. I don't know in Celsius, Fahrenheit. Sorry. So I do a lot of running, cycling, gym, and then yeah, motocross, supermotard, pit bike, all kind of different stuff. Dirt track I ride also. So it's good to have, I think, different sports that you try to make you fit, different muscle, and then yeah, I think I'm quite fit for riding the bike. Yeah.
So a good variety helps you out. You don't get bored. You have a different variety of muscle groups, it sounds like.
Sorry.
So you use a different amount of muscles or different muscle groups when you use different disciplines.
Yeah, yeah. I think everybody know this. When you do something for the first time, the next day you get some muscle pain. So sure, on the road bike you use mostly always the same muscle, but it's depending which tracks you go. So for example, in Jerez, everybody had a little bit problems with these forearms with the arm pump, or like in the past Saxon ring, it's a long left corner, so you need a long time to hold with your back and your leg the left side. So it's good to also train some different thing and not only riding bikes or only go running. So it's I think it's quite good to make sportive things.
Yeah, I went to Auto City Speedway in Silo, Michigan this weekend, and it was my first time there. They have it's an old car track oval that they put a dirt section on, and they made a tire track on the pavement section so that you could use both sides of it going up and down. And so the track is different every time. It's hard to compare lap times because the tires are going to be different, the dirt's going to be different. But what I found funny was there's like mostly left-hand turns because it's like a NASCAR track. And so my left-hand side of my body is just sore as hell this weekend, and I'm just trying to recover from it all. Like they need to make more right-handers. But that's fun. Learning new tracks and going new places. I'm sure you've been to probably hundreds of different tracks by now.
Yeah, for sure, many. But yeah, the last, let's say, 15 years in the World Championship calendar was mostly similar tracks. Before I was riding German Championship, and yeah, of course, in Spain there is like 10 tracks that I go for testing or something like this, and yeah, yeah.
Do you ever use any video games or simulators for training and learning tracks?
Um, I was playing last year a little bit because with the pandemic, we get some boring time, so we make some races with MotoGP and also friends. Um, Simulating is quite difficult to do. There is some machines, not many of bike simulation, because of the how you say the wind and
The G-force?
the G-force. You cannot really make the position that you have in a corner with, I don't know, 60 degrees.
Yeah.
When you do it in a simulator, you need to hold you with the arms and legs, but you can be relaxed when you go around the corner because of the G-forces. Yeah, so it's not same than like a car simulator, because there you can really fine tune already your race car similar.
Yeah. Unless they had some sort of pulley system that would pull you to one side if you're turning right, and pull you to the other if you're turning left. I've seen they had those for driver helmets for like simulating G-force in the cars. That'd be one way, but that's sounds expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one of those driving simulators in my living room, but it's pretty hard to replicate the motorcycle stuff for now. Maybe in 50 years we'll have something.
So you have a simulator, bike simulator in your room?
Uh, for cars, one of the driving wheels. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I use that for training. That helps out, I think. because there really isn't anything for bikes. You can't have the feel, even on the controllers, you can't really feel what you're doing. I feel like I lose the front too often in those games. But it's all fun.
Yeah.
So what's going on in your life? Is there anything you wanted to talk about today?
Oh, in my life, yeah. This year I do this two championship with Moto E and Super Sport. Quite quite busy. I was 5 weeks in a row racing, jumping from Moto E to Super Sport and back. Um, Quite successful. Now we have summer break, but we are on testing. The next days after tomorrow, we go to Manicourt in France. That I will know again a new track, because in September we will have the race there. And yeah, I hope the pandemic is soon finished, that we can have some more fans on the race. I think in America is better, no?
Yeah, it's getting better. They're opening things up again. In America, everybody wants to be free at all costs. So people are just rebelling, and the governments are opening up. Though you can go anywhere just about with no mask on now, and people don't yell at you. So we're getting there.
This is nice, because yeah, okay, in Switzerland also the country open more stuff again, but yeah, in some racetracks we still not have fans, so I hope I can see some fans around the track soon.
So do you think that having fans there changes how the race unfolds? Do you think it has a psychological effect on like, oh, I have to do better or I have to pass this guy here?
um for sure it's a big support, the fans. Sure, it helps you mentally a little bit, and also when you see I don't know, when you go out of Europe to Malaysia or America and you see some Swiss flag, so these people take the Swiss flag, come to watch the race, cheering on you. So yeah, you try your best and even try something more to show your country, or just to show you personally the best. So for sure this helps, and I was missing this the last few races. Yeah.
Yeah. And I went to actually Road America for Moto America a couple of weeks ago, and they said they had a higher turnout for fans than they did in 2019, which is fantastic to see.
Yeah, this is nice. This is
Oh,
nice. Sure, every people now, when something is open, they want to go, because yeah, they miss for sure racing, and it's nice to watch.
and racing should be fine anyway. It's all outdoors, and all outdoor stuff should be okay, right?
Yeah, normally.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just started something new recently. I've been racing for many years, but I kind of ran out of money, so I'm trying to build a business to help fund it all in my spare time. But I'm also doing corner working now. So corner working, flagging, and communication with race control at the racetracks. So standing on the side of the racetrack, picking up bikes and flagging when I need to. It's a whole new thing. I've never seen that perspective of the sport before, and I'd recommend it to any racer. Most times, so far, every time I've done it twice, 2 full weekends. I've gotten paid for it. So it's like you get paid to be at the racetrack. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's nice. Good job. So this trophies behind you, it's all from you.
Yeah, all from me. I raced modified sport bikes in the 600 class, and regionals and nationals in the U.S. Um, and I did from 2010. I started track days 2011 and just slowly progressed. Got into novice racing, did expert for a couple of years, got my pro license, and just couldn't fund it all. So I decided to build a business to help do that.
Okay. And you do also some running races, or white
Yeah,
and numbers.
some of them are foot races and mountain bike races. So I do foot racing, mountain bike racing, go-kart racing. I'm doing a go-kart racing championship right now, just at the local place near my house. They're like 6.5 horsepower, 200 cc carts, I think they are. But they have timing and scoring, and I'm leading the championship. I usually get fastest lap when I go there, and just trying to keep competitive. I'm not able to race the sport bikes like I'd really like to right now, so I'm getting into supermoto, which is so cheap. I mean, it cost me $200 to ride for 2 days, which is like nothing compared to riding sport bikes. It's a lot more expensive. So this is just a cheap way to get my fix.
Yeah, this is something that it's always difficult to speak about, but yeah, motorsport is very, very expensive. Yeah, like you say, you can make $200 with a nice weekend. You maybe burn one set of tires, some fuel, but when you go on a track day on a big track, first you need to pay $500 for 2 days or even more, and then you burn two tire with its 2 times $300, and then you need 50 liter of fuel, not only 10 liter. And yeah, I know this, and I'm very, very lucky that I have good sponsors, and I was always lucky to get some teams and private sponsors that help me out for these money problems.
Yeah, it's an important part of the equation. If you don't get the finances right, you ain't racing.
Yeah,
For sure. So it's important. And yeah, it's just fun to be around the sport. I knew getting into this sport it was expensive, but I just keep thinking, what would my life look like when I get it right?
yeah, it's for sure. Everybody always think when you get to world championship, you get paid, you have a lot of money, but as a motorbike rider, my first 3 years in the 1 to 5, I not even get money. I still needed to pay my travels for all the Europe races. I needed even to pay the tires. So this was quite crazy, but I was lucky that I have good parents and also good private sponsor to help me in these years. And yeah, then in Moto 2, finally I could ride for free. All my travel was get paid, but my pocket money was just when I get some good result or some private sponsor who gave me some money. Yeah, not that easy to really live from racing. Also, if you are a world championship rider.
For sure. Yeah, people don't realize most, stick and ball sports, soccer and hockey and football, they make so much more money than motorsports athletes do typically. Um, and it's just they don't realize it's all pay to play.
Yeah, and of course the like okay, I don't want to say something about football or the other sports. They give a good how you say a good effort, but they don't use also the how you say, they maybe use a pair of shoes or something like this, but we use a lot of um how you say, tools,
Infrastructure, equipment.
yeah, equipments to really race. And also we have a big team behind the bike who works for the to build the bike, of if it's a mechanic or suspension, electronic, and then at home we also need to have a trainer to help us train, or a physio, um, cooking guy for the hospitality and stuff like this. It's all cost a lot of money. And also what I want to say, what you could see, it's that the sport is very dangerous. um, Also you risk your life, and also you can ride maybe 10-20 years maximum to I'm already an old guy with 30 years when you ride motorcycles. So sometimes when you see that we compete in the highest level, but we are not millionaires.
Sure, but if it was easy, we wouldn't want to do it for long because it'd be too simple.
Yeah,
I think that's why some people get hooked on it, like myself. It's because there's so many so many layers you can get into it and learn more and get better. And it's just a lifelong journey of trying to find the search for speed.
Yeah, this is something we love, no? So this is something cool.
Um, yeah, it's something I'm just trying to stay around with the corner working, selling parts online, racing myself. My brother's a four-time triathlete, so he's way more fit than I am, but it's just cool to see that the racing spirit.
A triathlete, or what you say?
Triathlete, so swimming, biking, and running,
Oh, nice.
like a marathon.
Yeah, I know. We have Daniela Rief. She is one of the best, no? As girl.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you have the all the beautiful landscapes out in your countryside. I'm sure that all the bikes are going through them this time of year.
Yeah. The Tour de France, and yeah, also mountain biking. We have a lot of mountains, and yeah, in the summer, yeah, also in the winter, Switzerland is quite a nice country, and yeah, we have some good sport guys around the world.
Yeah, it sounds like a great place to go vacation and get some mountain bike riding. And I love mountain bike riding. Um, I do the mountain bike championship. If you do at least 5 rounds, you can pretty much compete for the to take your best 5 out of 10. So I'm trying to do at least 5 or 6 rounds this year and see how I do. But I don't do so well at the human powered stuff. I need an engine behind me.
uh,
A lot.
if you go downhill, you just need a little bit crazy head, and then it's flowing down, no?
Yeah, using the brakes. I got hydraulic disc brakes on my mountain bike, just like a motorcycle.
Okay.
So yeah. And you said you ride road cycling or the mountain bike more often?
Um, when it's nice weather, I do a lot of road cycling. Um, I it's just I can go nearly around Switzerland, so you can get, um, yeah, you can go much more far. And with the mountain bike, is more when sorry, when the in our here is already 10:30 in the evening. So
Oh yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
bit no, when it's a little bit more cooler, I go with the mountain bike, and yeah, it's nice around my town. There is a small uphill and downhill, so it's quite nice.
Very good. Yeah, the mountain bike's more for the technical stuff. The road bikes, when you're flying, going 20, 30 miles an hour or 60 kilometers maybe
Yeah.
flying. Um, yeah, so I just glad to talk to you on here. I think you're the highest ranking racer that I've talked to yet. I've talked to Brandon Cretu, who is the Isle of Man guy, but maybe you're the first one for from the World Championship.
Yeah. After
So,
2-3 months, we could find a date, so it's quite perfect, no?
yeah, yeah. So I'll take some time editing and posting this one. I still have about 5 or 6 that I've already recorded, but I have yet to edit and post. I'm a little behind, but it'll definitely get out there sooner or later.
Yeah, you are busy with all the supermotard, mountain biking, running, and
Trying to
yeah,
find a time for a life in there somewhere.
yeah,
But my life is two wheels. That's what I try to say.
that's good. Mine also.
So about how many weekends a year do you think you're at the track?
Oh, we have 14 races with Supersport. Always double races, so Saturday and Sunday, and 7 races with the Moto E. So it's 21 weekends I'm away, and then I don't know, maybe 10 time or 12 time we have testing. So it's a lot of weekends I'm away.
It's most of the weekends.
Yeah, most of them.
Most
The
of them, yeah.
half. Yeah.
So as I started going to the track more often, I've developed like a go bag, a travel bag that I almost never unpack. Do you have something like that that's just ready, that's always on the road?
Yeah, I have my back. It's always, yeah, nearly I have one side for the fresh clothes and one side for the dirty ones. So always I take out the dirty ones and wash it, put it back in. And yeah, this year I just need to give attention that sometimes I have the Yamaha shirt from Tenkate, and sometimes I have the electric t-shirt with the intact Dynavolt team. So just to give attention for this, but yeah, traveling around the world is I know what I need to bring, and lucky that always my stuff can be with the team truck or with the team boxes. So I just need to take my teeth brush, my underwears, and just fly.
Yeah. And so you guys have a motorhome that you sleep in, or do you always go to a local hotel?
Uh, we have a hotel most of the time. Yeah, only the MotoGP riders in Europe, they have the big motorhomes. Maybe in America everybody have these big motorhomes, but for me it's always like huge when I see them. So yeah, in the past when I was riding 125, still in this time we could enter the paddock with a small motorhomes, but yeah, in 2012 they forbidden to go in with the motorhomes, only for the MotoGP riders, because all the hospitality and the pit the trucks getting bigger, so there is not enough place in the paddock for all these small motorhomes.
Gotcha. So you guys got kicked out, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know, every time I go to the track, I just bring a tent and just camp there. That's the cheapest way you can do it. I just bought a brand new tent. It's a 60-second pop-up tent for 150 bucks. It's like I just bought my next house for the next 10 years.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not the most comfortable, and it kind of stinks if it rains, but I'll struggle through it for a free camping night.
yeah, it's very comfortable. So when it's raining or sun shining, you have a tent. You can put your bike or something in under. It's easy going. I like this style.
It's just homegrown, local racer stuff.
Yeah, easy going.
For sure. Do you follow any other championships like cars or any other racing championships?
Most of them is motorsport. So I follow the motocross in the winter time, the supercross in America. It's very interesting to see uh, with Ken Rodsken or Tomac or Webb. It's very crazy to see these races. I don't know, 15 races in a row or something like this every weekend. Um, then yeah, Moto America I follow the British Superbike. Yeah, of course the MotoGP and the Superbike, the World Championship. Um, and what else? Motocross, the World Championship, MXGP with Jeremy Seaver. We have a Swiss rider, he's fast, and Tonus. And yeah, car racing not so much. Sometimes the Formula E and the DTM, because I know some people who ride there. But yeah, Formula One I nearly never check, um, because also many weekends I'm away from home, so I have my laptop with me. So sometimes when I'm a free day, I just watch again the race. I try to don't watch too much on social media what they did, so then the race is still interesting.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, there's only so much time you have. You can only watch so many series and keep up with so many things. I find myself nowadays like there's probably 13 races I've missed that I have that I could watch, but it's like there's too many.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In the summer, every weekend nearly there is races, and sometimes it's not possible to watch all when you have your own race weekend, or also when you have one time free. you are training somewhere, yeah, in the motocross bike, or go cycling for 4, 5, 6 hours. So yeah, sometimes it's not that easy to follow everything.
I would usually put on a race when I'm on my rollers for cycling in the house. If it's bad conditions out, I'll watch a race then. But then I got to be careful because my rollers are off to the side of my TV. So if I'm not paying attention, I'll go off the rollers.
Yeah,
But it's good training.
sometimes I do the same, training and watching races.
Yeah. And so I was going to ask about tires. So it probably differs a lot from the e-bike. How many sets of tires do you use on the e-bike to going over to the 600 Super Sport? Um, is it a different amount of sets per weekend that you're allotted for each class of those?
Yeah, each class have different amounts of tires. In the super sport, we use the Pirelli tires. Um, there we have two different in front and two different in rear, and every rider have the same uh, compound and amount. So I I'm a writer, but I'm not sure exactly how much the amount is, but around seven seven front and seven rear.
Okay.
So you in the end you need to um, use one time use a tire for some practice. You don't have any every time new, and then it's depends of the track, depends of the temperature, which tire you will use. And in the Moto E, we have only Michelin tires and only one compound, and there is 5 fronts and 5 rears, and we have every exit the same the new tire, but only one exit we will have used tire. With these tires, we make the e-pole lap in the previous race. So the e-pole lap, it's only out lap, one fast lap, and the in lap. So this tire have only 3 laps, and we use this tire for the free practice one. Yeah.
Do you wish there was more tires available to you, or do you think that's enough?
Um, yeah, as a rider, if you don't need to pay the tires by yourself, for sure, you would like to go out always with new tire. Even if you make a pit stop, you would like to go out with new tire, because um, you have always a good feeling normally with a new tire, and most of the time depends after, I don't know, 10 laps the tire drops a little bit. So to have the maximum grip always, it's nice to have a new tire, but um, it's also important to make some laps on the tires, because the race is not only 5 laps or 10 laps. In Moto E is 6, 7 laps, but in Super Sport is around 18, 19 laps. So it's also quite important to work for the race distance.
And talking about race distance, are you interested in endurance racing at all?
Yeah, I was riding already endurance race 5 time. I was in Suzuka 8 hours. It's
Yeah.
quite a famous race.
Yep.
Uh, 3 time on the podium. Uh, was quite nice. The experience. A very important race there in Japan, with all the manufacturer from Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha, Kawasaki. So I have a very good connection there, and to 8 hours, 12 hours, I think it's very nice. I would like to compete more, but the 24 hours, it's quite difficult. I'm not sure. Until now, I don't like really much to ride in the night and so long time. So it's quite difficult to say now. But the 8 hours and 12 hours for sure, it's a nice racing.
the 24 hours seems like you got to really prepare for that. You're going to have to go to sleep a couple times maybe and do several different stints. That's a whole day event.
Yeah, this must be a very crazy event for the rider, but also for the bike, for the staff, and this is something very crazy, I think.
Anything can go wrong at any point, even in a 20 lap race. Now you're doing a couple hundred laps.
Yeah, this also for the body is very demanding because the 8 hour race, what I did 5 time, I was 2 time in the race. I was riding only with me and another rider. So I was riding 4 hours and the other one 4 hours, and we had like 40 minutes to recover because you jump out of the bike, then you change your leather, you go to the ice bath because in the summer in Japan it's like 40 degrees with a big humidity, and then you cool down, you try to eat something, then you have a small debrief with the team if you want to change something, and with the tire and the new how you say, the new how long you will the next stint have, how many laps, and what's going on. And then they say, okay, you need to change again. So this 4 time in a row, it's very demanding for the body, and everywhere there is a blister on the hand, and you cannot eat anymore, and some cramp is coming. So it's very hard.
Body's just completely exhausted, and you have to push the bike to the limit of physics for the entire time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a challenge. That's for sure. Are there any other tracks that you have in mind that you'd like to do an endurance race on that they don't do endurance races on?
Whew, difficult to say. I think in the World Championship tracks, it would be, you can do in every track. I think this 24-hour race because the security is there. Maybe they need to put some more lights, but um,
Qatar
yeah,
would be good. They have the lights.
where?
Qatar would be maybe good. They have the lights.
Yeah, in Qatar, it's like day, so they can ride always during the day or during the night. It's always day there.
Yeah. But sounds like it would be just ridiculous to try to race there in the middle of the summer, in the middle of the desert
Yeah,
during the daytime.
it's crazy. I was riding there a few times in the night, and the light is so strong. Nearly you can go with the black visor because the light is so strong. So um, just when you're riding and you watch to the light, it's quite demanding for your eyes. And also, when you ride the first time, you see around your bike, you see more shadows. So this is very strange because normally when you ride in the daytime, or you see one shadow, but when you see like four shadows around your bike, it's very strange.
You know, that would probably give you a little bit of insight to maybe who's behind you. You could see a shadow of a helmet or something, maybe a bike.
Yeah, if you have some mirror, it's dangerous. Better not to have. Only watch forward.
Sure, sure. I just meant from the shadow. You might be able to see the rider's shadow behind you.
Ah, uh, yeah, not really, because when you see the shadow, you can see already the bike,
Oh yeah.
but you can see your shadows, and this is very strange when you see more shadows from the same bike. Normally, you see only one, so this is the strange point.
Sure. So, do you see any up and comers, any new riders who are coming on the scene that you're impressed by?
Yeah, of course, this Acosta in the Moto3, it's very fast. He make a great job with.
Pedro?
Sorry,
Was that Pedro?
Pedro. Yeah, Pedro Acosta. He make a very crazy job. He finish I don't know 4 time first now in the first few Moto3 races. He looks very cool and he's very smart. So I think he can be a very competitive rider in the future. And yeah, what I'm still looking is for sure Rossi. That I don't know. It's like a god for me, and it's all I always how you say wish him good luck to get some good result because I like him. And in the other part now with the injuries of Mark Marquez, I just follow his laps always how he can do, and he was the last 6 7 years the man to beat, and now with a quite big injury he cannot come back same than before. Okay, in Sachsenring he win impressive, but he's still not the old Marquez.
He's still got a little bit of recovering to do, but he's 11 in a row at the Saxon ring. That's unheard of.
This is crazy. Like in America, in Austin, he was okay. He crashed one time, I think 2 years ago, no, but he was winning all the races, pole position, and crazy. If you can do this, it's very you have a very good talent, and you are a big hero already.
What do you think Mark Marquez has that others don't? He's got some sort of consistency, but he's also not being consistent at 80%. He's being consistent at 100%.
um, he's for sure he is a very talented rider, but also when he gets to 1 to 5, he get around with very good teams, very good coaches. If it's the riding coach or trainer, physio, he have a very good line, and I think he's uh, with his brother together. He can train also to compete also at home all the time, and yeah, he have just a very strong mind to never give up. He have a very good feeling to the bike to get it slide if it's from the rear, from the front, that he can feel it very good. Okay, he had many crashes, many safe, but he in every corner, in every straight, in every braking, every accelerating, he tried to um, go to the limit, and this is what you can see from outside, and this is very impressive.
There was one season where he crashed 30 times, but still won the world championship. So it's not how many times you crash, it's when you crash. Is it practice or is it the race? Is it qualifying? And how bad was the crash? Did you just tuck the front or did you have a yard sale?
Yeah, there is he had a many crash. He was many years he was one of the most crashing guy, but also because he tried to search the limit, how much fast I can go through this corner or how late I can brake. So this is why he crashed so many times, but also that he wins so many races. And yeah, for sure he was also many time very lucky because he had many big crashes and nothing happened. But now last year when he crashed, yeah, was quite a big accident. I don't know what happened exactly then with his arm, that he make 2 3 operation more. But for sure if you miss 1 year of racing, and you still are not 100% fit, and you still feel your arm maybe sometimes, so you don't feel 100% safe, or you cannot give 100% of body strongness. This is why he's not fit first in every race now, I think.
Yeah. Wanting to come back so soon, your body just isn't ready sometimes, and it's hard to get that strength when you're got broken bones. You just gotta take time
Yeah.
for sure. So yeah, Pedro Acosta is one to look out for. Um, and there's you mentioned a lot of Swiss athletes. Are there any Swiss up and comers in the motorbike scene?
Yeah, there was one. maybe you know the Dubasquier, Jason. He passed away in the qualifying of Mugello, maybe 1-2 months ago. Um, yeah, he was a young, talented guy who made the Moto3 championship. So now we are only two old guys with me and Thomas Lüthi in Moto2. Also, there is Krummenacher, but he's also 30 years. And then young, talented guys, there is not many. It's a shame. But like we spoke earlier, it's there is no racetrack in Switzerland. There is yeah, not help from the government or from the organization. So it's not so easy to get motorbike rider as a Swiss guy. But yeah, we still have one guy in the Red Bull Rookies Cup and in the Blue Crew Yamaha R3 Cup. So I hope they will have the jump inside to the World Championship racing.
Do you think you'll ever start any sort of training academy to help Swiss riders or something like that? You know, you see other teams doing it or other riders doing it, and it seems like a good fun thing to do, and also maybe make money on the side.
Yeah, I would love because sometimes when I see the VR46 Academy or also in Spain, they are training a lot together, and it's something that helps you a lot. You know that because to go every day to the gym, every day to running, every day to cycling, it's also a big motivation you need to have. And maybe sometimes when you don't feel so good or when you had bad races, it's you need to have this motivation. And for sure it helps when there is 10 other riders you and you want to be always the best, so you always show your best in these moments. And um, yeah, when you see the VR46, that the riders are all good or all in the front. So he bring many to MotoGP already, and um, they train every day, if it's in the gym, if it's go running, also like mental training or go to school to the fitness check or body check. So this is all small details that helps you to really be in front in the World Championship. And I think when I can give my experience that I make over these years and what I saw, what is important also to be a World Championship rider to some younger Swiss guys, would be for sure a dream. Yeah.
Yeah, pass on that knowledge that you've learned over a course of decades now would be very valuable.
What do you say again?
Pass on that knowledge that you've learned over the past couple of decades would be great.
Yeah, yeah, I learn a lot around the world with many different teams, many different bikes, a different championship as well. So yeah, sometimes my experience helps me a lot to ride fast.
Yeah, and you've been battling with Tom Luthi out there. He's a big name and after your countryman. He's been a staple. He's been in there for just it seems like as long as Rossi has been riding.
Yeah, nearly. I think he's riding World Championship now since 2003.
Okay.
Yeah, a long time for sure. But yes, now this year and last year he had not good season, but before he was still fighting for the championship in Moto2.
Yeah, he had a bad crash, I think, in Malaysia that set him back.
Yeah, 1 year, yeah.
Yeah, so it's always about not getting injured, walking away from crashes. You see some people, they have this knack to crash but not get injured, and then some people crash one time and they break a bone every time.
Uh, I think, yeah, it's also a bit of luck for sure when you have a big crash, if you broke something or don't broke something. But sure, it helps when you are very fit, when your body is really fit. So when you crash, immediately your body react to the crash, try to save all the bones with the muscle, or still your brain is working, so you can see where you flying or where you sliding to. So this for sure helps. And yeah, i I never hope if somebody crashed that they broke something, or try to be always safe as possible. But yeah, we know that when you with motorbike, when you put, I see always, when you put a helmet on the sport, the sport for sure it's a little bit dangerous.
Even football and soccer. I mean, soccer, you see heading injuries all the time. People going up for headers and bumping their head.
Yeah, it's a different sport, but I still think motorbike racing is much more dangerous.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, yeah. So you can go flying off. How fast are those Moto e-bikes going now? 140s, 150s?
Yeah, I think 150, 155 was the maximum speed that we had. Yeah, and
Pretty
with
quick.
the super sport we can go to 280, 290.
Wow. And the MotoGP is going, uh,
360.
yeah, 221 miles an hour. That's
Ah,
wild.
so it's 360 kilometer per hour.
That's wild. Do you think that they are going to keep going faster, or do you think that there's going to be some sort of threshold that they're going to stop at a certain point?
Um, they was already talking about when I think Sarko or Binder make the top speed record, um, that they should reduce the speed. And yeah, it's getting dangerous, but it's something that we develop. Is every year that the manufacturer try to be more aerodynamics, more power, more downforce, um, to break the lap record or to break the speed record. And yeah, it's also something that the rider wants, like, to go faster. So sure, it's getting also more dangerous, but in the same time, all the security of the track, it's getting bigger. The how you say, the zone where you crash, the gravel part will be bigger. um, or the airbags is coming on the leather suite or is here. So this is all stuff that also developing, and I think they just keep running. And for me it's okay, I like the speed.
It's hard to say, oh, we have to go slower now.
No.
Yeah, that's not like most racers just say we want to go slower, but 300 miles an hour seems really fast. You know, I did interview a land speed record holder, a woman, Valerie Thompson, and she had a 328, or I'm sorry, Valerie Thompson, yeah. She had 328 mile an hour land speed record in the Bonneville Salt Flats on those massive streamliner motorcycles. And
Okay.
I mean, that's over 100 miles an hour faster than MotoGP.
Oh. But okay, she go only straight, no?
Only straight, yeah. She said
Yeah.
she has to steer based on the horizon of the Earth.
Yeah.
They're just going so fast.
I think when a MotoGP bike put a big gearing in the front and rear sprocket, I think they can go over 400 as well
Oh wow,
kilometer.
whew, be cool to see. They need some more downforce with all those winglets just to keep them on the ground.
Yeah, this is something I don't like too much, because yeah, the bike, when you watch it, okay, it's also the future. Now all the street bikes have already the winglets, but um, it's something I like the bike more without really putting some very big winglets. And it's, yeah, it's a little bit strange, but yeah, you need this in this time, with this power, with this speed, to gain some downforce and some speed.
And what do you think about the The whole shot device. I've heard a couple of riders say they don't want to use it.
Yeah, I was riding motocross before I start road racing. So uh, when in 2000, long time ago, 2003 or 2002, we started already with this whole shot device in motocross for put the front suspension down to keep the front wheel more down when you start out of the gate. In motocross was much more important also because all the 40 riders were starting in the same line. Um, and in Moto 2, when I was riding Suter with the Swiss manufacturer, I tell always, hey, we need to do some starting device. And they say, yeah, they will try to make something. And in the end, they never do. And like 4 or 5 years later, the MotoGP came with this device.
Yeah. They're always trying to develop stuff, you know. Things are always changing. They're always going to be banning new technologies, but um, I don't know if it's faster, it'll probably stay unless it gets banned.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes and what happens. You know, they just developed a new technology for Formula One that they can push in and out the wheel to change the camber or the toe angle of the wheels. So that's a new input. You only have so many inputs that you can have on a car or a bike. To develop a brand new input is kind of interesting.
Yeah, this is very interesting.
Um, Maybe one day they'll have a wheel that'll shoot out of the side of the bike that'll stop a low side.
Yeah, it's possible.
Or maybe some sort of counter shaft balance that'll stop high sides. I don't know. Feels like it's possible.
I think this kind of stuff will come because all the electronics and all the developments they will make somehow the bike faster and safer.
Yeah. You know, there's almost no road racers who wear neck braces, but a lot of motocross riders do. Do you think that they should ride them or should wear them in road racing?
It's not possible for road racing because you go on the how you say
The
you go
puck?
under the windscreen,
Yeah.
so you need to have this movement, and in motocross you are always like this.
Okay.
So you move only a little bit like this, but in road racing you make really like watching forward when you are down on the windscreen and on the straight, and also in the corner you need some movement with the head. So you cannot really have anything more around your neck because it will disturb you.
Too restrictive.
Restrictive.
Restricts your movement too much. You can't move the way you need to.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea, but not for the right sport.
Yeah, in motocross, I use it always when I go riding. I think it's a good thing, um, but was coming like 10 years ago in motocross, and so everybody was using it, especially in the world championship, in the supercross and stuff like this. But now some people use it, some people not, but I don't know why not every motocross rider uses it, because I think it's a very safety mode.
Sounds like a good idea for sure. Um, Talking to social media now, are you out there on the internet anywhere? Where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm many time active on Instagram, of course, to keep my fans posted, and yeah, I have Facebook, Twitter, um, yeah, what else? Snapchat, TikTok. TikTok, I'm not so good on it, and yeah, Instagram is the best way to follow me.
And what's your username on there?
Tommy Aegerter or Tommy Aegerter 77.
Okay. And are you a YouTuber? Do you make videos?
Yeah, also YouTube. I have account, but I just put some video inside from riding, but yeah, I'm not so good in this kind of stuff. or not yet.
You need to get like a video guy or something.
Yeah, for sure. If somebody know how to cut videos, and I would be, yeah, I think I could explain some stuff, some interesting stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I interviewed a guy, Gray Pham, in one of my earlier episodes, who's a videographer for Moto America, and he's done World Superbike, World Endurance. So he's probably been the same paddock of you of some at some point, and it's just cool to see his perspective on the sport, seeing it from a videographer's perspective, and seeing all the different things he knows. He knows all the different angles. He's a professional racer himself, so he knows the angles you want to get that look cool, backing it in, getting on the throttle, is the rear end stepping out, getting the
Yeah,
black mark line on the ground.
nice.
So that's cool to see those shots. The slow-mo, high definition camera, all that stuff.
Yeah, this is crazy. It's crazy how the camera works, the onboard cameras and stuff like this is crazy shots you can get from these small cameras.
And you normally have a dash cam on your bike?
Um, Only now when I'm first in the championship, I have some onboard cameras, but we just have our dashboard from the motorbike that we can watch the lap times, the sector times, which gear is in it in the super sport bike. E-bike have no gears. The shift light, and what else we have? Yeah, sometimes the organization can send some information when the black flag for something is broken on the bike, or the checkered flag or red flag when race is something happen. And yeah, this is what we can see on our dashboard.
And something new, relatively new, is the long lap penalty. And that seems like it's a good addition to the championship. It doesn't completely ruin people's races.
Yeah, this I think it's a very nice rule. But of course, like we spoke also earlier with the track limits, when you cross the track limits 3 times, you get a long lap penalty. Uh, yeah, it's a little bit strange. And also in Moto3, the guys is very crazy with the slipstream for the FP3 already, and then the qualifying. So they get very hard penalties to start from the back of the grid, or get 2 long lap penalties, or starting even for the pit lane. But still they continue to doing this crazy stuff and following each other. So I hope they find some other ways there to make it better.
Maybe they'll go to like a Moto E qualifying type session for Moto 3 because they can't control themselves. So what if they just make them do one lap and come in for qualifying like you guys do?
This would be sure some good points. I already say this sometimes, that make a e-poll like just one lap, because in the end everybody waiting until from 10 minutes to 1 minute 40. So, and then everybody leave the pit, make one lap, and if you have luck, you are front. When you are not luck, you are in back. Or when you make some stupid dangerous things, you starting even from pit lane. So I think it's dangerous, this Moto3 practice and qualifying. So they should make something more safe or differently there, that they cannot follow each other like this.
Yeah, and something I learned from my brother from triathlon racing is there is no drafting. You cannot draft anybody for any period of time. And that surprised me because I'm always trying to draft the person in front of me. But it would be interesting if they instituted a no drafting in qualifying. It's hard to do that because sometimes you just get stuck behind someone.
Yeah, it's like in triathlon. Yeah, um, you cannot draft like slipstream each other, but when you are like in he overtake you, or you go to a corner and he go inside and you go inside, so he's already again in slipstream. So for sure it's always better to have, I don't know, 50 meter or 20 meters behind them, but somehow the wind helps you. And on the road bicycle you can feel a lot.
Or maybe like a TT start, like they do for the Isle of Man. Every 30 seconds, somebody goes off, or 10 seconds. I don't know.
This would be interesting, sure. Every 15 seconds, and when they make a mistake or when they wait, immediately get a penalty or something like this. So everybody will push. So I would this would be a good thing. Yeah, I think soon they will come with a new regulation for this for sure.
Well, if you know anything about racing, it's that it's going to change. So I'm sure that something's going to change soon.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're at our hour mark, I think a little bit over it already. So we can kind of wrap things up here. I'll let you go, let you get back to your sleep, because it's nighttime where you're at, but it's only in dinner time where I am. So thanks for so much for coming on here. And do you have any other message you want to say to the world?
No, just keep safe, enjoy racing, enjoy life, keep smiling, and be happy, and yeah, follow us, me and you, so you will get some good information about racing.
Very good. Well, thanks again, and I'll get this edited and posted, and share it with you in a couple weeks. And make sure you share it with your network, so just get as many eyeballs as possible.
Yeah, just tag me, and we will keep in contact.
All right. Thanks, Dominique, and have a great night.
Thank you for your question and for your time. Enjoy.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody.